Hey folks, Quilly18 here, and welcome to Let's Play some Against the Storm. I got a code for this a little while back, and I'd never gotten around to even checking out what it was, but I saw a reference to it recently on Reddit with the game suggestions subreddit. Someone was asking for like base builder game type stuff without combat, and I was like, oh, that's a neat little topic, and probably I'll know what all the answers are. And someone had mentioned Against the Storm. I'm like, whoa, what is this? And it was described as something like, hey, do you like stuff like Civ, or maybe more accurately, do you like stuff like Age of Empires or Warcraft or something like that, but hate the combat part of it? Well, here's the game for you. Yeah, this is a real-time little base building game. I mean, if you like things like Vanished, maybe even something like RimWorld or whatever, but really just want to focus on the actual city building part of it, this is it. The actual bases, it's sort of the short roguelike kind of cycle where you build a base, you complete it, you go back to the world map, you start another one, and repeat. And then every so often, this blight storm hits that resets the world map. But meanwhile, you are unlocking permanent bonuses for your empire over here, which I've just barely started. So I've done the tutorial. I tried one map and lost terribly, and I tried another map and just barely won. So that's where we're at over here, trying to learnify some things. So the idea is every few years there's this blight storm and everyone has to retreat back to this smoldering city in the middle, and then we venture out. So we're gonna form a new town. It looks like this is the first time hitting one of these modifiers. I think these question marks hide apparently either chests or modifiers or something. Here, glades have an increased chance of including fertile soil. That sounds pretty good. There's a bunch of different landscape as well. So here we're gonna be settling in the royal woodlands. There's also marshlands, coral forest over here. But yeah, let's drop off, say, I don't know, over here. And we'll start a new town. So what we have to do is we have to choose our caravan that we're going to be starting with. So we've got two options currently. Both of them are going to start with 9 villagers. We can either have 9 humans or 6, I think they're called lizard folk, I can't remember, and 3 humans. We have slightly different set of starting resources. I really don't know how to read all this and be like, this is the optimal start because of whatever. No clue really what we're looking at. Most of these are relatively the same. We're going to start with a certain number of building materials and a certain amount of starter food. Since we know that we're going to have more fertile land, humans are actually really good at farming, so I'm going to go with the human-centric caravan here, but we're going to get a mishmash of different races in our start. I'm going to go and put us up to Pioneer difficulty, which probably means we're going to lose, but that makes more entertaining videos, so we're going to do that. Yeah, I'm only daring the 2nd difficulty right now. Admittedly, part of it is your game does get easier as you unlock more upgrades. So the idea isn't necessarily that you start at high difficulty, but rather you can work your way up to it as you get more unlocks. And this may simply not work out, but we're going to find out how it goes. And then one of the things with the difficulty, in addition to having, various bonuses like settlers, villagers eat less food, which is great. So when you go to Pioneer, we lose that, but we also need more reputation to win. We also get a different number of embark points here to start with some extra bonus resources. So I'm really concerned, but we'll see. Oh, I didn't realize you could name your settlement. So obviously this is going to be settlement of New Petra for sure. And then for our starting resources, I don't know. You know what? I'll grab stone and clay because I don't know if we're gonna... Oh, those are worth 2 each. Oh. Yeah, so I don't know what I should be looking for. Maybe I should be, starting with some extra food from the eggs and the roots. Maybe I should be starting with the building material, because maybe I won't be able to extract them easily. I have no clue. I'll just go for some extra food because it's a good safe start. And at least we won't die immediately. I might not be able to progress without the more advanced resources, but hey, as long as I don't die instantly, that's going to be okay. All right. So the additional effects, we do have a fertile grounds over here. So we have glades have an increased chance of including fertile soil, and Gift of the Woodlands is running over here. Royal Woodlands, which is where I'm at, very lush and rich in timber. Trees give more wood. That's great. There is a seasonal cycle in our village that's going to happen. We are going to have periods. It's always going to be raining because apparently that's the way things go. We're going to have the light drizzle period, and then we're going to have the heavy storm period. So, and these are randomized. Again, it's a sort of roguelike thing where you're having shorter sessions with randomized values to mix up the gameplay. And once you complete your session, you get more permanent global unlocks. You get that great, very enticing cycle. So apparently we're going to have the cricket mating ground going. So clearings are abuzz with sound of crickets. Gain 30 insects for each discovered glade. Active only in this season. So do I want to pop the glades open during drizzle and I'll get the 30 instantly? I guess. Yeah, so I really want to be limiting my exploration outside of drizzle time. Wild growth. Small emergent drops cause uncontrollable growth in certain species. All resource nodes discovered during drizzle seasons have more charges. Okay, so I definitely don't want to limit my exploration to that. I hadn't really read all these on my previous embarks. For all I know, that's always the case. Now, during the stormy seasons, rampaging storms stifle the spirit of all living creatures. Yeah, so we get reduced resolve during storms. Lack of shelter. Lack of shelter during a malevolent storm is simply gross knowledge in villagers. So during storm season, active from hostility 1. So if hostility 1 is active, then villagers with the effect have soaked clothes and get a -5 penalty to the resolve. So there's more stack of that. To prevent, fulfill the following needs housing. So as long as we've got enough housing, this can be countered. Swarms, constant bites and cuts don't really hurt that much, but are certainly annoying for those without proper protection. So during storm, if the hostility level is above 2, then people without housing, again, will have more penalties to their resolve. And cloudburst. Even the hardiest villagers need some sort of cover in this weather. Once this effect activates, every villager in your settlement will take 1 coat from the warehouse. If you can't provide the goods, global resolve is lowered by -6 for 2 minutes. So it's on hostility 3 and above. Okay, so managing hostility is something that we can do. Okay, we are currently paused. First of all, the game looks absolutely lovely. There's also this really great little encyclopedia in here for references. Apparently there's still things that, you know, it's telling me because I haven't seen these pop-ups before. I think I could have looked these up because, like, I haven't experienced Blight Rot. That's a higher difficulty thing. And I haven't been able to do a rain punk stuff, which is to use rainwater to empower my buildings. I think these are all things that are going to be unlocked with further upgrades. So I don't think I've gotten like the pop-ups for these, but you can reference them earlier, which is nice. I have messed with sacrificing extra fuel in the hearth to lower hostility. And consumption control, I just unlocked now the ability to do that. So that's interesting. Where do we access that? Over here? So yeah, I can turn off on a species level who can consume what for whatever reason. I've heard that once you get your food production up, it can be quite nice and maybe a good idea to make sure the raw food production is turned off just to make sure that it's around to be processed in the higher tier foods. Right now I won't mess with it. I'm going to leave everything on. But yeah, I think there's moods. So like skewers over here, humans, I think what it's showing here, and we can confirm it on their character sheet over here, I don't think humans gain extra resolve from eating skewers. So ideally, we don't want the humans to eat the skewers, and we don't want the lizard folk to eat the biscuits, if at all possible. Now, I don't know if they preferentially go for the ones first that give them bonus resolve, and only go for the neutral resolve ones when they are... if they don't have the other stuff, or if they just pick at random. That would be an interesting thing to know. It's probably explained in the encyclopedia, but let's keep going for now. So yeah, here's our population. So apparently I did start with 1 lizard folk, which is interesting. I started with my 9 humans, but I do have 1 lizard folk over here. And so this number here is their resolve and how happy they are. And these are all the things that they want. So they want shelter, humans want jerky and biscuits. I thought it was just saying... Oh, skewers! Yeah. So skewers don't exist on the human sheet, but they do exist on the lizard sheet over here for things that boost resolve. All right. Lighter achievement. Oh, you can prefer one species. That's cool. All right, so here's our base. So we got apparently 10 people to start off with, which is good. We've got our various resources over here. We'll actually get more things that show up in this menu as we develop those resources. And yeah, we're currently in drizzle period, so we've got those bonuses. It would be really nice to pop some glades right now before things happen. So, and I like that the way they look. The humans all have this like, I don't know, wicker hat thing It looks kind of beetle-like to me. Nice little style. Okay, so let's start building. We're going to be choosing some buildings in a second here, but before we do that, I'm going to start by plopping down some woodcutters camps because we need wood to fuel our hearth, to protect us, you know, to keep us nice and warm and toasty. And we want to open up these glades. These glades are going to have more resources in here, which is good. Some of these glades are dangerous. Now, again, there's no combat in this game. So what we're talking about with these dangers are things that are going to give us debuffs that we're going to have to resolve. But let's go and put a lumber camp over here. For some reason, the rotation of buildings in this game is counterclockwise, and it really messes with me. As far as I know, just R to rotate is the only one, but I'm used to, I feel in most of my games that have a rotate, you rotate clockwise. So I always have to like click that rotate button more times than I would normally imagine. I'm gonna put down 2. I almost always seem to want 2 of these lumber mills pretty quickly. And yeah, we're going to try to parse through this now, or punch through to these other glades. These lumber camps, by default, will just harvest any old tree, but you can give them a preferred path to go and slice through. So if we do this, they're going to prioritize those highlighted trees. There's also a massive amounts of customization that can happen in the gameplay over here, where you can toggle all kinds of different behaviors. I do like these autopods as well. This is all currently on default settings, but it's worth noting you can change the woodcutter's default camp mode over here. You can also change it on a camp per camp basis as well. What else was there? Yeah, customize the alerts, retune the key bindings, like lots of quality of life in this game. It's actually really impressive. I know I have to choose a blueprint, but hold on. So, okay, these buildings are done. We do have to go and populate them with workers. Now, workers do have specialization bonuses. We actually don't have a species currently that has a bonus for carpentry type stuff. We need to get some beavers up in here. Humans are good at farming and they enjoy brewing. Lizards are great with animals and meat production and anything that's sort of heat related. It will be able to see it in the production building over here. So for my woodcutters camps, it doesn't matter who I assign here. So I'll just go ahead and assign the lizard and then a couple of humans. And I'll do a trio of humans over here. You can also click here and quickly assign people to these various things. Oh, hold on. The Ancient Hearth has a worker by default. Yeah, human firekeeper creates special link with the Citadel. Queens of Patience grow 25% slower. Oh, because I was going to say, it's got the heat bonus over here. If I fire this lizard, let's just replace it with a human. So he's specialized. Comfortable. So you got extra resolve. Lizard Firekeepers are very adept at ancient rites. +1 global resolve. Okay, these are both really good options. Okay, so let's talk about the win and loss conditions real quick. These are the 2 bars at the bottom. Over here is the Queen's Impatient. It grows automatically over time. If it fills up, we lose. So we're on a timer. And the way to win is to fill up the reputation bar. So first of all, reputation is good in general, because as you keep increasing your reputation, you unlock more blueprints. And then, yeah, if you cap it out, that is how you win the scenario. So the fact that the human over here was debuffing or improving, I don't know, how do you want to say it? It was lowering the rate at which the Queen's impatience grows, which is a good thing for us. That is really interesting. Now, we've also got some dewberry bushes over here. We can gather those. If we click on the thing, it'll actually, very high quality of life, show us what can gather from this. We can gather with a herbalist camp. However, this is grayed out because we don't have this blueprint. We can also do it with a small herbalist camp. Now, those star ratings next to collection, this is the efficiency rating. So the small herbalist camp is not as efficient as the herbalist. Also, the herbalist camp could gather from giant nodes, not just small ones, although these are small ones over here. Let's talk about these blueprints. So right at the start of the game, we're going to get 3 blueprints to choose from 3 times. So, because the number 3 here, this is how many blueprints unlocks I've got available to myself. And these are the blueprints being offered. Conditions, national resources. Oh, I think this is showing me, so each map has different natural resources available to themselves. So we can, I guess, use this as a reference. Whether or not I'm going to be able to remember this is going to be tricksy, but we'll see. So my first set of buildings, I'm being offered a carpenter who's pretty decent at making planks, simple tools, packs of luxury goods, which are good for trading, but also for completing some quests. And if we had Rain Punk enabled, it would use stormwater, but we don't, so I don't think I have to worry about this, because I think that's an unlock later. Again, I haven't played very deeply into this game yet, but yeah. Now the lumber mill is perfect. I think 3 stars is the most efficient a building can do. It is absolutely fantastic at generating planks. It can also do scrolls and packs of trade goods. And then finally the leather worker, which can make water skins. It can produce fabric for us and packs of luxury goods. I have no idea what things I should be aiming for early on or not. The carbon planks is really good. We're definitely gonna want plank production. The thing is, I know I want simple tools. Simple tools are super useful for making things. Oh, see, it says current best. That's really interesting. Now, I don't know exactly what those symbols mean, but I think I can produce planks from one of the buildings I have access to, a makeshift like crafting post or something, it's called that. And it's that little red symbol that's like super inefficient. So it goes like, that's like no stars. The tools and the luxury goods, it's interesting with the green plus. Because yeah, I don't think I have a building that can produce them right now. I wonder what the green plus is supposed to indicate. That it's possible to trade or that, oh, that this would unlock. So this would give me the ability to make tools and trade luxury goods, which I don't currently have. That's what that's showing. Yes. See, oh yeah, because I have the ability to make fabric. So I think I'm gonna grab the carpenter just because if we can get the resources to make simple tools, that'll be nice. I think we need to be able to mine copper for that, or at least trade for it. Maybe the carpenter is not the way to go. Maybe I just get the lumber mill. F it, I'm gonna go for the lumber mill. I have no idea if this is the right solution. Now, you can't always close out of this, right? So I can see, okay, what's the next level? For my second blueprint here, I'm being offered traders camps, or trappers camps, sorry, which can gather from large and giant resource nodes for meat, insects, and eggs. Herb garden. Okay, so farm fields, normally with a farm, I grow grain and vegetables. This would give me the ability to harvest herbs and roots instead. And a forager's camps here for large and giant resources nodes of grain, roots, vegetables. I think what I might, well, I haven't seen if I see them yet. I mean, we know eggs and meats and insects will be, actually, I don't see insects. Maybe there's no harvestable insects on this map. But meat and eggs, yes. But I don't know what we're gonna hit first. So I might just like not do that unlock quite yet until we figure out where we're going next. But there's a highlight here because it is highlighting that we have unlocked a new recipe. There you go, it's the lumber mill. I do need fabric to be able to build it. So right now, the only place I can build fabric is, well, let's find out. So this recipe list over here will list all the resources that you can build, or you can click show all, which will list all the things that can be built, period. And we could search for fabric. I mean, I know it's at the top of the list, but we could search for fabric if we wanted to. Be like, ah, there we go. So where can we build fabric? Currently, we can build it at Crude Workstation, which again has that no star symbol, so it's really bad. If I show all, I could see all the buildings that are possible to unlock that could produce fabric. And actually, we can see the time per cycle. So it's 56 seconds per recipe over here, and it takes 6 plant fiber. So it looks like all of these always produce 2 fabric, but the time and the cost is radically different depending on what you use to make it. So, I mean, oof. The Crude Workstation is there to fill in the gaps, you know, in case you can't do something, but it would be really nice maybe if the next level has something like a weaver or something like that. I don't know. You know what? Screw it. I'm going to click Trapper's Camp, see what the next level gives us. We're being offered the Carpenter again. Which, and you can see, there you go, down red arrow. So this is less good at creating planks than one of our current buildings, but it would still unlock the simple tools and the trade goods. The cookhouse is very nice because it's going to give us the ability to cook various foods. Well, it lets us cook skewers. I think skewers can make directly from meat and maybe also bugs and things like that. A lot of recipes have multiple things. Biscuits, I believe I'd need flour to be able to produce. So for that, we'd also need something that can grind grain into flour. So I wouldn't be able to make biscuits right away, but it would be an interesting option. The brew house would let us make ale. Huh. I'm gonna grab the cookhouse. All right, so unfortunately, yeah, no weaving options currently available. So that is kind of disappointing, but so clearly I'm gonna need a workstation because I'm gonna need to build some fabric. So let's go ahead and I'm gonna put this, well, you know what, we can move it later because you want to keep the area, well, I think near the hearth a little bit open because things like houses can only be built near the house, near the hearth itself. So we don't want to overload things. Maybe I'll just wait until one of these glades is popped. Short term, you know what we're going to do? We are going to go and build a small herbalist camp. We're going to pick up the berries over here. So we'll do that. A lot of the buildings can be moved, and a lot of them can be moved for free. So woodcutters camps, I think a lot of these basic buildings, at least it feels like, can be moved for free, which is important because these gathering sites do change. Oh, we've got some flax over here too. So with our harvesters camp, which was needed because I didn't have a base building that could collect this. I could build a harvester's camp to grab this, but I don't know if I've got enough workers for that kind of thing. We talked about the hostility of the forest. We've got a hostility meter over here, which climbs depending on various things that have happened. So our woodcutters, for example, are really increasing our hostility a lot. Oh, I have a cornerstone available. Excellent. So I think every season you are given a cornerstone, which have some pretty substantial bonuses. So we can have advanced fuel. All fuel recipes are 33% faster. I don't really know what fuel recipes are currently yet. Right, so far I'm burning logs, but maybe this is something really good. And then dye extractor over here. For every 10 insects produced, we gain 5 pigments. Now the thing is, I know that insects aren't harvestable. Is there a way to produce insects? Over here. I search for insects, show all. Yeah, I don't think so. I think this bonus is just, if we were picking insects in the field, this would give us some free pigments from time to time. What is it called? Is it cochineal? There's like a red dye that comes from some sort of beetle. I think that's what it is. It might have a few different names. It might be like carmine as well. I can't remember. I feel like C words are the correct thing though. And yeah, by the way, you eat a lot of bugs. I think shellac as well, which tends to be like on shiny candies. Yep, that's bugs too. So I'll click on advanced fuel because I don't think dye extractor will give everything. You can decline, although I don't think there's a really good reason for that. Some of the cornerstones do come with downsides. So there's one cornerstone that gives you like plus 50% to all production, but you can't trade anymore. So presumably that could be a decline thing. And I don't know how you earn rerolls. More can be acquired buying upgrades in Smoldering City. Yeah, so I don't have any right now. So we'll go advanced fuel, and there we go. So, wow, we're not getting very far in this currently, but that's going to have to be okay. All right, so we popped our first glade. So if you mouse over, you'll see what's this. You get a little pop-up telling you what's in the glade here. So there's a sea marrow deposit, 2 small root deposits, and a small encampment in here. All right. Theoretically, we also should have gotten a bunch of bugs. Yeah, we got a little up arrow here. So 30 insects for opening a glade during the drizzle period. That is so interesting. So yeah, I'm really going to want to be careful about how I open this up. And yeah, for all I know, that's always been the case, and I just never noticed. What I'm going to do is change the wood chopping priority. We're going to try to open up this glade here. I wonder if I should open it from this side. It's fewer trees to do here, I think. It's similar-ish. Yeah. And then don't prioritize those. Okay. Are you in range of this? Okay, good. So both these woodcutter camps can cover this area. It's going to be good. I'll probably want to clear a bunch of this just for like workspace going forward, but it's going to be okay. So the small encampment, these are glade events that come up over here. We can resolve these events and get a bonus. So as far as I can tell, I've always gotten 2 choices. So here, the small encampment, survivors here, we can welcome new people, and we'd get 1 beaver. Beaver is a new type of species that we haven't seen yet. They're really good at all carpentry work. Makes sense. We'd also get a new human. Alternatively, we could send them to the Citadel, which would net us 10 amber, which is basically the currency of the realm, which is going to be really good when we get trade. 10 amber is a fair amount of cash from what I can tell. Although early on, we could certainly use some people. To resolve this, we're going to have to produce some, bring them some goods. It's defaulting to vegetables here, but it looks like I can send them 6 of any type of food stuff. So I don't have vegetables right now, but I do have mushrooms, so I could choose that. And I'd assign a couple people to do this to resolve this event. I could just sit on this, but I think we will go and welcome new people. I feel like that's going to be pretty nice. So I'm just going to assign a couple of people to investigate. What they're going to do is they're going to bring the 6 food over. So these 2 humans are going to bring the 6 mushrooms over. Then they have to spend, once that's done, they have to spend 30 seconds here to process the event, and that'll be done. We do have our first set of orders to choose as well. So this is another thing that gets randomized every game. These little mini quests, these little mini objectives as you go. They unlock after a certain amount of time of playing on a certain map. So here we're going to have 3 different orders. So I can pick one, and then from there we get a choice of 2. Now I can close this and not make a decision, but I can't then peek at the others over here. So you have to finish making your decision before you go forward anyway. But it does give you the option of like, okay, hold on, what's the deal? So orders, I've found a variety of different things that come up. Sometimes get a certain number of population of a certain type, get them to have a certain type of resolve, sometimes just acquire a certain amount of goods. So order number 1, shelters. We'd have to have at least 8 villagers with the shelter need fulfilled, and we'd have to have 20 wood. This is actually pretty easy for us to satisfy right now. The reward will be some planks, some mushrooms, 3 new villagers, and we get +1 reputation. You always get reputation from finishing these orders. Delivery is the other option. Make packs of provisions, make packs of crops. So you make these in a certain building using resources, and then you're turning them in for stuff. This would get us a bunch of money, some grain, and more newcomers. I think I'll go with shelters because I want to build the houses anyway. What else we got going on here? This is just get 35 wood, easy peasy. This is sell goods worth at least 10 amber to a trader or trade route. So again, tons of amber. Oil vessels, which might be difficult for us to produce otherwise, but might be used for various things. Over on the wood delivery, we do get parts. A lot of the basic buildings seem to be built with parts, and I don't know if that's something that we can build ourselves very easy. So again, the thing on the left, very easy for us to satisfy, but maybe the one on the right is more valuable because of the amber and getting oil, which is a difficult thing to acquire. I don't know. You know what? We went with a pretty easy objective on the first one. Let's pick something that might be a little... We're going to have to wait until we get a trader set up and then sell some... Ooh, sell goods worth 10. Well, that'll be fine once I get some, like ancient artifacts or whatever. Maybe I should have gone the other way. Probably, maybe. I don't know. And then what do we have here? TikTok. So this wants us to complete 2 dangerous or forbidden glade events. If we do that, we get a perk unlocked for us. So this just sticks around. +1 copper ore production. Gain additional copper ore for every yield. I don't know if we had native copper on this map. It also gives us wildfire essence, which is really amazing for building more hearths, and coal, which is a fuel. What else? Lizard resolve. Keep lizard resolve above 13 for 30 seconds. 13's not that high. What do we get? Then we get more lizards, a bunch of meat, and some parts. I think I'm going to do this just because I'm not sure that this perk... is there... How do we find out? I know when we were choosing blueprints, we could tell what kind of production we had locally. Do any of these tabs... I'm sure there's probably somewhere that'll reference what we can produce locally, but I don't know where that is. And I don't believe I saw copper. So I'm going to go ahead for this objective over here, with the assumption that maybe this isn't super useful for us. So yeah, we just need to keep the lizard folk a little happier. They currently have a resolve of 11. As long as we fulfill some of these needs, that'll go up. And hey, we can probably fulfill some of those needs simply by getting some shelter going on. So let's build ourselves some houses. Let's plop down some roads just because, you know, roads are cool and pretty. And so these paths here that I'm putting down don't take any material to build. Increase movement speed by 5%. There's also stone paths that I can do, which is 15%, much faster, but would need stone, which I don't have. We're going to go and build some shelters. So these shelters, by default, they can host anyone, and they can house 3 residents each. So right now, it looks like we need 4 houses to house everyone. So I'm just going to go... Here, I'll leave a little gap for a road over there. We'll queue up 4 houses. Clearly need more wood, but hey, we're chopping wood constantly over here, so that seems to be okay. This herbalist camp can be built. The specialization bonus is alchemy. I haven't actually seen a race with that yet. I'll just throw a couple of humans in there. Although, that doesn't leave me any idlers to construct, which is why we've got this little icon on top. So never mind, let me undo one of the humans. We'll leave 1 human working in this site, and then the other one can be a builder, because they can finish the roads, set up the houses, and yeah, we're going to pop another glade over here. Now, you know, we will pop some of these danger and forbidden glades at some point, but probably not quite yet. I suspect we're going to do, after we pop in here, I think I'm going to move both my woodcutters camps into this area. We're try to pop one more glade during drizzle after this opens up. Now, with every glade you pop, you do increase the hostility of the forest. But I think we kind of gotsta, right? I think we gotsta. I wonder if I should get a trading post down like instantly. Yeah, right there. I don't know. What's new unlocks? Right, the cookhouse and the trapper's camp. Yeah, and so this, the thing is, I'm not even building those. I really could have sat on those blueprints maybe a little bit longer. All right, new glade. So it's got more sea marrow. We got a lot of that. More dewberry bushes and a small abandoned cache. Insects. Presumably then these insects here might have triggered the other event. Ancient tablets. I don't know necessarily what they represent or what they're used for, other than I know they sell for a lot of money. I could also send this to the Citadel for reputation, which again is how we win, plus amber, which is how we make money. But we do have a quest that we're gonna have to sell some stuff. So I'm actually thinking I'm gonna go for the ancient tablet here because it can sell for decent money. The problem is we don't have any simple tools or infused tools for us to finish this job. So that's just gonna have to sit there for now until we either produce tools or maybe trade for them. Yeah. So we do have a decent amount of idlers now, actually. I think we did get some more peeps. So we'll throw another human in there. That's going to be fine. And at the woodcutter's camp, I'm going to replace one of the humans with a beaver because they have a bonus for carpentry. That seems like a decent idea. Oh, yes, and I was going to move these guys over to here. I have a feeling we're not going to pop this before the drizzle. In which case, what I'm going to do... Actually might have to turn off the carpentry completely. Because I'm assuming the hostility is going to go up during the storm? Maybe... Or the resolve is going to go down. Does the hostility go up during the storm? I don't know. Okay, I'm going to speed up the game just a scooch here. And... Alright, stop. Okay. Nope, I don't think we're going to finish that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep these running because I definitely still want a bunch of wood coming in. I'm just going to move both these, like, away here, near the center of our camp, just to grab wood. So we're still going to have logs, but we're not going to punch open a new place. Okay, so we're now... Oh, wait, we're in period of clearance. Is there... So it's neither drizzle nor storm right now? Oh. Okay. I'd still prefer to not pop glades until we're in the drizzle again, although that might be a while before we get there. All right, so housing is up. So as what's going to happen to lizards, every now and again, these workers, they take a break, and while they're taking a break, they are going to try to satisfy their needs. I could, I suppose, in the short term, just do lighter treatment here. It would drop these guys' resolve, but it would immediately finish that. Oh, our shelters quest is done. Excellent. So at some point, you do get an alert to remind you if something's outstanding. So I can now accept this reward, get a bunch of resources, get some more peeps, and our reputation grew enough that we unlocked a new blueprint. Smokehouse would allow us to generate jerky, which we don't currently have. Provisioner. Okay, the provisioner can make flour and barrels and packs provision. So, Oh, now I'm a little bit torn. Because the cookhouse, I think, needs flour for something. So I'm tempted to set this up. The barrels, I believe, get used if we get a brewer to make booze. All right, I'm going to get the provisioner, because I think this is building towards a bit of a production chain. Did we find any fertile soil? Maybe not. I thought we were supposed to get lots of it on this map. Increased chance, but yeah, because I would like to start some farming. All right, we got lots of idlers. We do have some resources sitting around. We're root deposit over here. I think I'm going to build a small foragers camp just to collect some of this stuff. If we do click on here, we can get a list of everything, see if anything's missing. Oh yeah, this camp over here, I can't clear that. Building material, crafting resources. Some resin, some plant fiber. Yeah, I can't actually start my wheat chain yet. Specialty bonus is farming, which humans excel at, so we're going to want them working in the foragers camp. And we do have some unhoused people now. Oh, lizard resolve dropped like crazy. Oh, the threat, yeah, so the threat did go up here. I do have more villagers. So that brought us up to 1 level of hostility. I think what I need to do is I need to cut a woodcutter here. There you go. Bring this back down to 0. And I am going to go and give lighter treatment to the lizards, which is going to bring their resolve up. You can see it's going to go to 13. It takes a while to process that. I'm going to bring them up to 13 to complete this quest, and then I'll cancel the lighter treatment once this is done. All right, I may as well get a... I should probably get a trading post relatively soon. And ideally not right in the middle of town, because I think we're going to need that space. I'm going to put it up over here. And we are going to see if we can get the value of goods sold completed as well. I'm going to finish the clan event, and then we're going to put a cut in here and continue in the next episode. There it is. Done. So more lizards come in, we get some meat, we get some parts, and we do get to unlock a new blueprint over here. So we still don't have farm fields. See, these are 2 things that work on farm fields, and there's small farm. Okay, well, I guess we're taking something that we can build on farm fields, and I'm going to go for a small farm here because I want grain, because we're clearly set up well for a flour industry. So here we get this symbol again, and again, yeah, no copper in that. So I'm going to pick that. We are going to have to find, like, a glade that's got it. Maybe I should, like, not stress too much about missing out on some of these bonuses. It feels really bad, though. Feels really bad to not have that. All right, I'm going to counter the favored treatment over here just to keep these guys back balanced. And yeah, all right, we'll put a cut in here and see what we can do next time in Against the Storm. Thanks a lot for watching. See you soon. Bye-bye.